Jaguar XF-RS, the culmination of a model line we've seen on the road virtually unchanged since 2008. In that time, Jaguar has stretched the XF both upward and downward, as you can now get a 2-liter turbo 4-in-1 for just $46,000. This one, on the other hand, has a supercharged, intercooled 5-liter V8 and costs 212% more than that, a hair under 100 large. For that money, you do get some things. The brutal, supercharged power plant makes enough horsepower and torque to turn the earth the other way. You get the reddest red that ever was red, over 20-inch wheels that could be none more black. There's so much carbon fiber that if you crashed one, you'd probably end up making a diamond. The combination of splitter, diffuser, and trunk-mounted picnic table cuts lift by 68%. The one thing that they should include with the XF-RS but don't is a spare set of rear tires, because I have never seen another car that can turn tire into blinding toxic smoke quite so quickly. This car is weird because when I was driving it around Los Angeles, I kind of didn't really like it. It felt old. The interior hasn't been really updated the same way that, you know, the new M5 or M6s or the new Audi RS models has. But at the same time, out here on this road, where things are smoother, I'm going faster, I'd be lying if I didn't say it was growing on me a bit. This is the Jaguar that brought Jaguar into the modern age. It was the first sort of real car they'd done in a long time. Complete package, if you were. And it has accepted the modifications to it very well. I mean, the chassis still feels good and rigid and fun. It's got a lot of grip from the Pirelli tires. Under the hood, it's got a supercharged 5-liter V8, 550 horsepower, 500 pounds of torque. You can get just that little hint of blower whine. It is very delicious. Like other supercharged engines, its real highlight is in the mid-range from about 2,500 to 5,500 RPM. It does drop off a bit above that. They've got the 8-speed ZF gearbox, which works wonderfully in this car. Quick shifts, very smooth. Now the M5's dual clutch is more of an advanced, more of a supercar transmission. This is more of a sedan transmission. Smoother when you're in auto, but still very, very quick. It'll be right at home on a racetrack. They have done a fabulous job with the suspension. At first I thought it was too bumpy. Turns out I was just driving on really crappy roads. On good tarmac, going through corners, like I'll dive into this corner right here. Very composed. Rather nice. Oh, this is a jump. Whee! It doesn't feel as bouncy as the M5 did. It's got this kind of delicious urge to go faster, which I really do like. Good brakes. 6-piston front, rather large in diameter, as you could expect from the RS model. The faster you go with it, the better it gets, which is kind of nice. The steering feel, very good actually, and the steering wheel size is really nice. It's the right size. It is ludicrously fast. Really, every bit of that 550 horsepower gets to the ground. It can be a little choppy on bumpy roads, and when you're first getting on and off the throttle, like if you're stuck in traffic, it can be a bit jumpy. Same thing for the brakes. But when you drive it in a sporty manner, and you're using more throttle, and you're using more brakes, the modulation is actually quite nice. And the transition from throttle to brake is very, very good. Some of the things I don't like about the XF This interior, it's a nice place to be, don't get me wrong, but it looks and feels exactly the same as when we tested the XF in 2008. They just haven't changed much. This steering wheel, even though it's the right size, doesn't have the thickness and the thumb grips the way the BMW steering wheel does. As much as I love Jaguar for putting the wing on the car, I just can't get behind it being there. I feel like people are making fun of me when I drive the car because of the wing. It also seems to consume fuel at a pretty amazing rate. My average fuel consumption is 6 miles per gallon. That's not good. Oh, it just went up to 6.1. Excellent. Now I'm driving efficiently. But you should see the way this thing accelerates from 90 miles an hour. Really gone right away. Now, as a swan song for the XF range, this car is fair. It's got a monster engine, it's got stuff put on it on top of the original shape, and that's typical with what a lot of manufacturers do as the model's about to age out. It may lose to an M5 in a drag race or around a racetrack. In fact, it will lose to an M5 in both those occasions, but maybe M5 isn't for everyone. It's a wonderful car, but some people have a bit of a sense of humor about these things, and that's who this car is for. The real question is, you've got $100,000, you want a great sports sedan. You've got your Audi RS series, you've got the obvious M5 and M6, and you've got this. Which do you choose? I'd have a very hard time choosing this one because the M5, you just get so much more car than you do here. And if you're a Jaguar enthusiast with $100,000 to spend, why wouldn't you just buy an F-Type? That's clearly the better car. It leaves me with more questions than answers, honestly. This is a limited production car, and that's a good thing, because both you and I know that, functional as it may be, that wing isn't exactly going to make rich folks beat down the door for the XF-RS, especially with a dated interior and with such fierce competition from Mercedes, BMW, and Audi. Even the Jaguar enthusiasts, I'd imagine, will chuckle as they walk past the winged wonder into their brand new F-Type for the same money. You see, Q-ships are supposed to be stealth. They're supposed to blend in with traffic, ooze subtlety, right until you mash the gas. Or at least that's what we've been led to believe. This car isn't like that at all. It's loud, brash, cartoonish, and ridiculous, stuffed with all the things that lead me to use such adjectives. I don't want an XF-RS in my garage, because for that much money, I'd probably just have an M5. But I certainly hope someone does, because I don't want to live in a world where it doesn't exist.